Welcome to Oscar Schmidt Tribute Stadium here in Brazil. I'm here with my man Siege. We got a good one ahead of us. I'm excited to be here because, everybody loves Brazil, man. But yeah, we're here, Oscar Schmidt, seeing SOAM, Tyler Montalvan, Eric Banks taking on Gotham 5 with a myriad of stars, but not a myriad of wins. Siege, what are you looking forward to in this one?
Oh, I'm looking forward to watching the big fella, as you mentioned, Tyler Montalvan. He came over, was one of the rare times we see a stateside recruit go international, but he was recruited heavily, thought this would be the place for him to play, and they've had a pretty good season, had some pretty good wins. I'm excited to see him take on a very consistent big in SimWorld Prep for the last 2 years in Mugen Williams. And I'm excited to see this Gotham 5 team has become, while they may not have a myriad of wins, they're a fun team for me to watch because you really never know which Gotham 5 you're going to get on a daily basis. So I'm excited to see what they're bringing to the court this time. They have so many athletes. Hopefully they'll get up and down and run the court. But we'll see if they can, that kind of chaotic game that they sometimes play, how that fares against the very stable, very consistent game of South America.
You're absolutely right. They do play up and down game. It can be very exciting. Some nights when the shots are falling, they look like they can beat anyone in the league. Other nights, it can look atrocious. A lot of ball handlers out there, a lot of scorers. You got Majir Williams, one of the best scorers in SimWorld Prep. May not say it stat-wise, but he can go get his own shot. Kill McKnight is a walk-in bucket. You got Keontae Dior, 3-year SimWorld Prep veteran. And you just got a lot of other guys on this team. But as you said, Mugen, we will get it right. Mugen Williams, excellent defender, super athletic. He is a major prospect for this G5 team. And we really want to see what more he can do. He's currently the 39th composite ranked player in the country, in the world, 7'5", 225. He's going to be matched up with Tyler Montalvan, who has come along himself. Siege, what are you looking forward to in that matchup?
Well, I mean, you mentioned Mugen Williams has been consistent, 39th composite ranked player. Here's the thing about him. He is not going to always be getting his name mentioned. He is not the flashy big. He's not outspoken. He goes out there and he does his thing. He uses his size. He's got a little more talent and skill than I think people give him credit for. Maybe not an offensive bag like a lot of people are really only looking for. But his ability to position himself both defensively and on the boards is in the top tier of bigs that we have here in SimWorld Prep, and he's already getting looks from the likes of UConn, Villanova, Purdue for the next level. Those are big-time schools who consistently find themselves with top-level bigs. Mugen Williams is no joke. You don't hear his name often, but this guy is no joke.
I appreciate you saying that, Siege. I have a soapbox, and it is really tall. I stand by that soapbox saying basketball is not all numbers for you guys out there stat watching. It's going to be a long career for you, and you guys that are fans of Tyler Montalvan throws it down. If you're stat watching, you're not getting to enjoy what basketball is. It's more than just numbers. This is not Moneyball, folks.
It is not. Look, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Basketball is like jazz. It's a beautiful medley of notes everywhere, and sometimes they may not seem like they're going together, but when you get the full picture, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful game.
I was not expecting to hear you use the word medley today, and that's all I really heard you say, Siege, because that's quite a word to use early on a Friday. That's normally later, much later on a Friday when the words like medley come out, and that's at the bar. But look, we'll get in this action here. Majir Williams, Majir the Air, is going to kick it over to Kel McKnight. Can't get it to go down. Early on, Gotham not hitting their outside shots, and this has been a theme for them where they'll start struggling if they don't get them to go early.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw that against in their last matchup against the Originators. That one didn't turn out so well for him, and that's kind of been that's a tough take from Adelson Sampaio, but that's kind of been the theme for them all year, the inconsistency. We talked about it a couple of times. We'll talk about it again. When the shots are falling, this is a good team. But all that being said, they may be 7-14, but if they make the race to 1, and in the race to 1, if they get a couple games in a row where they are hitting those shots, this team can still take some teams down.
Absolutely. That was a big-time move there. Mugen Williams, number 1, Indiana, Virginia, Rutgers, all teams. Look, I'm looking at his cousin here. But those are all teams looking at Majir the Air. Mugen has got UConn, Villanova, and Purdue, all teams that are looking heavily at him. He's currently number 6 in all of SimWorld Prep in double doubles as he gets the job done. Also, quite a football player. At 7,
plays football,
750, yeah, he plays football. I have to get more info
position?
on what position he's playing
that
at
kid
7.
play? Yeah. I'm thinking he's got to be a defensive end. We might have to talk to him about that. That's crazy. Right? Think about 7-foot defensive end coming at you with those hands up. You're not getting a pass out over him.
Yeah, especially not at in the high school age. We can talk more about that maybe, but clearly he has a much brighter future here in his SimWorld Hoops career in basketball. See, before we really get into more action here, how you liking Brazil, man? Did you have you partook?
Oh, I got here late last night. Hit the town. Found myself a little tour guide. They showed me around, and I think probably do it again tonight before I got to fly back tomorrow.
That is what they are calling it nowadays, tour guide. Bruno John Misty with the tough bucket over Tyler Montalvan. Tyler Montalvan, quite a defender. He's another one of those guys. We kind of started talking about him here for a moment, but not a bunch of stats that are going to jump off the page for you. But if you're looking to build a program at the collegiate level, you start with a guy like Tyler Montalvan, super coachable, 7 feet tall, defensively is active, keeps his hands up, has some athleticism, and he plays with intelligence. There's a lot you can build with. Look at that contest there.
One go. Beautiful shake by Kel McKnight, but just could not go.
That's the thing about this Gotham 5 team, sees they have, all the shake is there. They're gonna put on the highlights. They are what today's basketball is all about. Unfortunately, the shots don't go down at a high enough clip.
No. Ooh, tough one there. Wait, look, Yells, that's the thing. When the shots aren't falling from deep, you got to go inside. Get some easy ones at the rack. Get that confidence up. They say it, and some people think it's just a saying, but it really does make a difference when you see that ball go in the hoop, even if it's just a free throw, a layup, whatever it is. Seeing that ball go in the hoop changes everything.
Yes, it does. Sampaio to Pedro Alexander for 3, extends the lead to 9. We've seen South America has had some notable wins this season, yet some surprising wins, and for them, that has all came on the heels of them knocking down their outside shot. It looks like my goodness, Siege.
Tough.
What a tip. What a tip.
Tough.
Well, we're gonna get our first break here on an amazing tip in by Bruno John Misty, making some beautiful music there. You guys stay tuned with us. We're gonna be back in just 2 shakes. You know what I mean. We'll be back. We're back here in Brazil. Brazil, a wonderful, wonderful place. It's been very hospitable to us over the last couple of days. We've been able to take in the sights and just really enjoy what this country has to offer. The food's been great, Siege. The food has been excellent. Real live paella and a few other items. Rick Blaze, wherever you are, eat your heart out. But we've been enjoying.
I'll tell you what, there's one thing you need to know about me. I am an eater in every sense of the word, and I've enjoyed a medley of items down here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place in so many ways.
It's terrible. I should have never let you know that was a good word. I'm sure we're going to hear it about 4 more times on this broadcast.
It's a good word.
Draws the double team. Well-timed double team. Sometimes you just pull that double team off to take some time off the clock and make a team uncomfortable. As we see South America here unable to get the entry pass. Gonna kick it up ahead. Bruno John Misty with the pull-up. Cannot get it to go. Rebound, South America. Washington DeBrito out, pushing the break. He's going to draw a foul. The second foul in the first quarter on Mugen Williams. And that's going to be a big-time foul. That could be very painful for Gotham 5, as they are not the biggest team in SimWorld Prep Siege. To be quite honest, they are on the lower end of the spectrum there. Really only other legitimate big they have on the team is Kimani Woodbury.
Yeah, if you want to call him a legitimate. Kamani Woodbury is more of a kind of combo forward to me. He can play the 3, just fine the 4. I mean, 6'7", 193. Like you said, he's the second biggest guy on this roster. You look at Javion Deck, another guy I would consider kind of a combo forward. They got 3 of those combo forwards, I would consider them, in Javion Deck, Kamani Woodbury, and A.L. Singleton. But none of them are traditional big men, the likes of a Tyler Montalvan or Mugen Williams. The term, though, is vertically challenged. This team is vertically challenged. Maybe not jumping-wise, but height-wise, vertically challenged. We're seeing Bruno John Misty doing a lot out here, really going hard. He's had kind of an interesting journey this season. He was at one point riding the bench hard, not getting any minutes. He's been integrated back into the rotation more and more as Coach Michaels, the Facebook phenom, took over the team. And he's a really talented guy. I know there's been rumors he's kind of hard to work with in the locker room, things like that, but it seems like he's a guy that I might want to lean on more if I'm this Gotham team.
Well, they only have a little bit of time to figure it out. Race to 1 coming up soon here. Tyler Montalvan can't get that to go. Keontae Dior pushing the break. May look ahead to Carter Cash. No, he's going to give it up to Bruno John Misty. One of the other knocks on Bruno John Misty that we've heard, and he's definitely going to have to improve upon that if his career is going to move forward as a hooper. At his size, he's going to have to learn to dish that ball more. One of the knocks is that he does not facilitate as much as Coach Michaels would like. And that was the reason some of the other recruiters in the area for other teams did not make a move for him. But offensively, he can absolutely get it done. Underrated defensively as well.
He's a scrappy little guy.
And we see there he forces the action again, can't get it to go. Is going to start the break for Soham. And DeBrito with a beautiful finish. He started to make a name for himself as well. 10-point lead going into the second quarter will stay intact as John Misty can't make another one. Gotham 5 struggling out the gate here. It may be a little too hot for them in Brazil. We'll see if they can cool off Soham here in the second quarter.
Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or
Still to be happy about.
you're up 2-0?
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Siege, 12 points here for Gotham 5, 22 for Soham. Very early on, but I'm going to go ahead and ask. Gotham 5 likes to push the tempo, but I would say in their last 2 games, although it's kept them in the game, it's been one of the things that has had them struggle as the other team, their opponents have been quite efficient on the break. Do you think this is a sustainable strategy for Gotham 5?
You know, it gets interesting when you talk about sustainable strategy versus using your advantages. One of the only advantages that Gotham 5 has over a lot of teams is the depth of athletes that they have. A lot of ball handlers, a lot of guys who can get up and down the floor like we saw there. Quick bucket there. That's really the advantage that they've got over a lot of teams. You know, we talked about they're vertically challenged and all that. So I think maybe sustainable. I don't know if it's sustainable, but it's what gives them the best chance to win night in, night out. Sometimes it fails them, as we've seen over and over again. But if they can get hot at the right time, it gives them the best chance to win. So if I'm Coach Michaels, I have to stick with this strategy.
Defensive stop there. John Misty with the ball. Kicking over to Keyshawn Coulson, another guy who can go get his own shot. He's going to give it up there. Aaron pass.
Oh.
Looks like South America could have been called out on them, but a little home cooking.
Yeah, and Coach Michaels was not happy about that call. You could see him on the sideline, just kind of deflated. You know, he's a motivational kind of guy, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. You don't see calls go your way, things like that. That's an easy call to make. But you know what? I don't have instant replay over here, so I'm not a ref.
You see the shot go up there. Luis Donoso, unable to get it to go. Game slowing down a little bit here. Coulson calling for a pick and roll from Woodbury just to get a switch. He's got Eric Banks on him. He's going to use a pick and roll from Carter Cash now. Pulls up from the elbow. Cannot get it to go.
Yeah, when your shots aren't falling, you just got to keep shooting. You know what they say? A shooter's mentality is that you make 100% of your shots because you forget the ones that you miss. You're what's the term I'm looking for here? It's short-term memory loss. You miss a shot, you got to keep shooting. They're going to start falling eventually. If you get down on yourself. Who was it? The famous goal, I believe Dion Waiters said he would rather go 0 for 24 than 0 for 9 because it means he stopped trying. I don't know if I agree with that, but I see where he's coming from.
Hey, shooters shoot, and sometimes you have to get into your full Tory Lanez bag. I'm with you there. Carter Cash, unable to get it to go there. Another miss for Gotham 5, shooting in the 30th percentile in this one. There's a block by Kamani Woodbury, but he's going to be called for a foul.
And Kamani Woodbury is another guy who's had his role kind of go up and down for this team. We saw him start the season. He got a couple starts this year. Lost a lot of that playing time. Coach Michaels came back, and slowly we've seen him play more and more. But this whole team for a while now has been very volatile. They're not sure what their rotation looks like. The only real consistency for this team has been the Williams cousins, have been kind of the staples, the guys holding this team together. And then at times we'll see Keyshawn Coulson be a 20-point scorer. We've seen Kel McKnight show flashes of being able to do that, but they got to find some more consistent role guys around the Williams cousins for them to kind of have a chance to do anything in the postseason.
Yeah. South America, on the other hand, getting contributions from everyone on the team, essentially. We just saw Jamie Luis Donoso at the line. He's scoring roughly 7 points a game. The lowest point total on this team is Thiago Soares, who does not really get much action. Outside of that, everyone contributed at least 5 points a game, roughly. Shooting a decent percentage. That's a nice shot.
There it goes. That could be the spark, Yells. That could be the spark.
Well, we see that press continuing here. It hasn't led to a lot of turnovers. South America looking efficient, and that's what Gotham has to do. Gotham 5 has to try and force some turnovers, get out on the break. Sometimes a missed shot can start that break as well. Eric Banks can't get it to go, but so on the offensive glass, that height coming into play, or that lack of height for Gotham. Stop there from Leger, the air. Sampaio can't get it to go. He's going to come down, push the action. And Coulson for three. Two big buckets in a row. It's a 6-point game, Siege.
You just got to see one fall. You see one fall from beyond the arch, and it can really change things here. Now, they got to be careful about those offensive boards, because for them to get out and run like they want to, they have to secure rebound. They cannot give up second chance opportunities to this SOAM team.
There's another stop. They can draw it even a step further. Keontae Dior is going to go right at Eric Banks, and he gets it to go.
And that is right now, this is a great embodiment of the way Gotham 5 runs their team and the way that they play this scheme. Just like that, they're on a 10-0 run.
You see they're pushing SOAM into a faster pace here. Now they're getting out on the break, also attacking the basket with no big man. Tyler Montalvin also not in the game notably. Is allowing them some action. Mugen Williams going to put it up to tie or to draw closer, unable to get it to go.
I'd like to see him turn his back on that one and kind of back down, get a little closer to the rim. He's got a size advantage out there right now.
Well, that's what he's got to work on. That Siege Aaron pass. He's got to work on that. And that's one of the things you guys tuned in here watching SimWorld Prep. Again, these are the most talented kids at the prep level in all of the Sim world. This is it. You're going to find them right here. But notably, they are just teenagers. These are 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids here at max. Good steal and draw on the foul there by Majere. But they are just kids, and notably, you'll notice that when it comes to kids that are still growing in their body and they're 6'7", 6'8", let alone 7 feet, they're not going to have a refined back to the basket game. They're just learning that they're tall. They're figuring out what footwork is. So that back down post up game that everyone's looking for, that honestly fails to exist for a lot of big men, is just not going to be there for quite a few years. You're normally looking at about a 6 to 7 year progression arc on that for a kid that's a teenager before they really get into their post man.
And that's so true. That's something I think people need to take note of. And that's why when you see guys who do have that at such a young age, they're such special prospects. And they get all this hype and they get people so excited. You talk about the Monte Carson. You talk about the Lorenzo Phenoms killing it for Michigan in SimWorld U right now. You talk about guys like that. I mean, those guys, they've got that developed post game early on. And that's an exciting thing to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jared Williams trying to take things into his own hands, gets another bucket to go. He may be rolling now offensively. 3-point game, Gotham 5. Building some confidence here in South America.
And applying the pressure defensively.
Montalvin on the elbow, defended by Mugen Williams very well. He can put that ball on the floor, probably should, but he's going to find Eric Banks off the down screen. Sampaio kicks it back down low. They're going to have to get up just a gimme shot, and they're going to get it to go. That's big time.
And those kind of shots, if you're Gotham 5, you just kind of sigh and you got to move on from them. Great defense for about 23 and a half seconds, and they just hit the grenade at the end of the shot clock. I mean, you did everything you could. Sometimes the shots just fall.
Pedro Alexander on that 3, 6'3", 202. That is kind of what he does, Siege. He's shooting 52% on the season from deep. He does not going to take a barrage of threes, but he knocks it down. Sao Paulo, Brazil in the house. Pedro Alexander.
Oh, maybe I'll stop by there tonight.
Got to get that tour guide, right?
Whoa.
Or maybe a medley of tour guides.
Now you're using the word. See, here at SimWorld TV, we also like to, use a broad vocabulary. You should learn something every day.
I'll tell you what, if our users out there don't know what medley is, I don't expect them to read the rules when they join this world either.
Well,
it's 2 syllables.
You can't expect that from everyone either.
It's 2 syllables. Since we're being goofy and before we go to break, just because I requested it when I was in production yesterday, before we head out, I just want to say shout out to all the alts out there. You guys won't be around long. And we won't be around long because we're headed to commercial.
Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or
Still to be happy about.
you're up 2-0?
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
We're back here at Oscar Schmidt, South America with a 10-point lead. It looked pretty close for a moment. Everyone on their team, with the exception of Luna da Costa, who has gotten some clock, everyone has scored already in this first half of this team. Talk about the epitome of team ball. And again, it looks like that's leading or at least contributing to their 10-point lead as of now.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about team ball, a well-rounded scheme, things like that, and it's something to note and keep an eye on that we see that kind of embodied a lot more in some of the European teams and some of our international teams than we do a lot of the stateside teams, which almost play that kind of 2020s
Look at me ball
style of basketball.
Said, This look at me ball, isn't it?
Yep, it's look at me ball. I'm not, no hate. We do see a lot of stateside. Oh my God. We do see a lot of stateside teams who play really good team ball, but almost every international team we have really embodies that team style of ball. Everyone contributes. Everyone does a little bit of everything. And that's why they can be dangerous teams in the race to one, because you're going to see that consistency show when you play that style of basketball. If you play that look at me ball, your guy who you're saying, look at him, he has a bad game, you're in danger.
Seen that happen many times before. First half is going to wrap up here. 10-point lead still intact, Siege. Tyler Montalvan cannot get that one to go. Again, everyone scoring on SOAM. I guess I'll ask this. We know what's been working in this first half for SOAM, what has not for G5. What does G5 need to do to get in this game, get back on track? We've seen them have momentum here over the last few games, but they just haven't gotten it done. What do you think?
Look, it's a simple answer, and it's not necessarily something they can control, but really they just got to hit their shots. They got to come out. They got to not get down on themselves. They got to continue playing their style of game. We saw it there. They went on a big run. The issue is you got to stay consistent on the defensive side, and you got to play fast on the offensive side. They need to keep shooting the ball. They need to keep that confidence up. They can't go and play to South America's pace. If they start slowing the game down, we know which one of these teams has more experience playing that slowed down pace. They need to keep the pace up, keep shooting, and if they can get those shots to fall, they're going to have a chance to win.
Stay tuned. More SimWorld Prep action coming up after this. All right, we're back. See, what is that you got over there, man? You got food coming down the concession stand for you? What is that?
My go-to concession stands. I got some popcorn. I actually just finished the other thing I got from the concession stand, but wanted to have some popcorn to munch on during the game. You know how it is.
Back in action here, Tyler Montalvan with the shot up. It's a good start to the to the second half. Got them 5 getting a stop. Now if that can lead to a bucket, there's Carter Cash off a great give and go. A little bit staggered there. Eric Banks can't keep up. It's an 8-point game. Kel McKnight pressuring in the backcourt. We have not seen a lot from SOAM, who we saw an awful lot of to start the season, although it didn't put him in the win column. Addison Sampaio. Speaking of Sampaio, Keontae Dior throwing it down. Payal. It is a 6-point game. And Sampaio
Yeah,
with the
and Sampaio is a really talented guy. We've seen him carry the SoAm team before in games. But as they added some more talent this year, and that talent kind of got comfortable, we saw them play, as we've discussed, a more kind of balanced brand of basketball, more pace, things like that. And Sampaio doesn't have to carry the load night in, night out like we kind of used to have to see him do. Still averaging about 15 points a game, the highest mark on the team by over 5 points a game. So, you know, he's still their guy, but he doesn't need to be that guy every game, and he's comfortable with that.
Coach Porter not happy with that foul call there as he looks on. But he's got to be happy with the progress, as you mentioned, that this team has made. South America was not on the up and up before he came in to coach earlier on this season. He's had them looking competitive throughout the season, and he's even had them pick up some extremely notable wins. So the progress there, which is what prep ball is all about, not just for the players, but for the teams and the programs in general, as they try and build their prestige and build more funds for ownership and, you know, just kind of enhance their recruiting efforts over time. It's a long game here.
Absolutely is, and all those things you mentioned. Oh my God! Sorry, moment of silence for that one.
Oh, big time rebound there from Montalvan, though.
Got him right back, Montalvan did. But you mentioned it, the building of a program over time, and that's important no matter where you are. Some of these programs, Gotham 5, for instance, is going to immediately have that prestige. You talk about the Showtime basketballs. You talk about those teams in the big markets. They're going to have that off the rip. They're going to get those funds. They're going to have the visibility. They're going to get that. But building that prestige and building that program, when you talk about that, it's important for everyone, but especially when you look at these international programs that maybe basketball resources within the country or within the area aren't as large anywhere else other than their SimWorld Prep programs. It's more important than ever for them to kind of build that notoriety and build that so they can bring more funds and develop the kids overseas who really have this hoops dream and want a chance to show off their talents and develop those talents. And what SimWorld South America is doing for the area and for Brazil as a whole, and the basketball players of Brazil, can't be understated.
You nailed that one, Siege.
It is what it is. Sometimes you got to look at more than just the hardwood, you know?
True indeed. Dior at the line. Trying to reduce this lead. Gotham 5 just unable to get over the hump so far in this one, although they have looked far more competitive than they did early on in the first quarter. Noso with the ball. Montalvan back at the high post. He's going to give off for a screen. Sampaio with yet another miss at the rim. Great defense and contest by Mugen Williams, who's essentially everywhere. Keontae Dior going to work. He's going to pull it back out. They're going to reset. That's Kel McKnight looking to go into some ISO ball here. Not in.
Oh, almost got that board. Almost got that board. That's that ISO ball, that look at me ball. Sometimes you got to play those ISO plays to open things up, but not really that game.
Kel McKnight with the ball again. Down screen down low from Mugen Williams. Keontae Dior knocks it down, and he's going to hop back on the press here. We're back to a 5-point game. This has been the glass ceiling threshold for Gotham 5 here so far in this game. See if they can make some headway here as Rafael Lima is in the post.
And Yells, I want to go back to that last play, that last scoring play from Gotham 5 there, and what Keontae Dior did. You mentioned it earlier, a SimWorld Prep veteran, and what you saw him do there is come off of a screen, kind of a little hook screen there, where most people, you'll dive to the basket, and you could tell SoAm was defending it that way, but he found his spot in the middle and stopped so that he could pop with minimal coverage and was able to find that sweet spot and get the bucket to go. That's a veteran play right there. That's someone who understands the game.
These kids are still learning the game, Siege. They're young. You're going to see a lot of skill. You're going to see some just freak athletes out there, some kids who can go get their own shot. But what you have to keep in mind is they're still learning the game, and that's what you brought up right there, the IQ of Keontae Tior, something that comes over time. But as we're talking about this, you're tuned in, you're watching here on a Friday afternoon or a Friday night where you are. If you're here in Brazil like we are, yeah, if you're here and you can join SimWorld Prep. You can join SimWorld Hoops, but you can join SimWorld Prep. Start your career out, kids. As a player, you're a coach. You think you know what to do. You think you have all the answers. And no one's changed the question yet. You got the brain, come be a coach. You got the game, come be a player. If you're just a fan that loves to talk basketball, we have a young man that just joined in, Zayit. Hopefully I'm saying that right. He's had more to say in the past couple of days than a lot of our users have in their time here in SimWorld Prep or in SimWorld Hoops at all. Maybe you just want to talk basketball. Here you can do that, and we have other opportunities on the sports media side. You can holler at the big wigs at SimWorld TV if you want to be a part of that. But the only place you're going to be able to do that is discord.gg/SimWorldHoops. You can also check us out online where you can pick up that merch, SimWorldSports.com. Only place where you can see the game, be the game.
And don't forget to drink your water.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
I'm going to have a little bit right now, Siege.
There you go. There you go. Can't do any of that stuff if you're not hydrated, and that's just the truth.
Hey, we are what, 80% water? Does anyone aware of that?
I think it might be higher than that. It's a lot. We're a lot of water.
We're a lot of water. What the George Gervin finger rolling in the words of one of our great players here in Kai Killens, I think, who's tuned in, Tyler Montalvan! Shout out Kai Killens, one of our most active guys in SimWorld Prep. Shout out Big Bob in the building. We'll go ahead and throw some of those out there. Shout out Sauber GT. Big time air ball. Someone left the door open in Brazil. Coach Dodge is checked in. Coach Drayton getting some scouting in. Monte Parsons, free of the tyranny yesterday, is in the building, or at least tuned in. And I'm seeing lots of scouts are actually in the building for this one, surprisingly, coming all the way down as we talk about how SimWorld Prep has expanded the game internationally. There are scouts in the building all the way in Brazil. Wonder what they told their wives.
I know we got a couple SEC scouts in the building for this one to watch Adelson Sampaio. He's getting a lot of looks from those schools, and I know sometimes you got to travel to see these guys, and why not take the trip?
They get the call, Siege. Like, we're gonna need you to go down to Brazil and take a look at this kid. You think they even ask who?
Babe, I'm so sorry. I gotta go on another work trip. I told them I was busy, but they just I gotta do it. Gotta pay the bills.
Well, SimWorld South America up now. They've got the lead back to 9. Got them 5 with the ball. John Misty back in. You know what he's going to do. He's going to put a shot up, and it's going to go in. 7-point game. So I'm hanging on here, though. But that press gets a little more chaotic when John Misty checks in. You got Mugen out there. You see Gotham 5 has Kimani Woodbury out there. They've gone a little bigger. Keyshawn Coulson and Carter Cash as they try and fight their way back into this game. But they're going to need some more ball movement. Siege, offensively, we've talked about it. Defensively, what can they do to contend with these teams a little better, knowing that they are undersized on most occasions?
I'll use it again, there's a medley of options I think you could maybe try to constitute. The press that they run, they do a lot of pressuring when they want to speed the game up. That works, but it's really tough to run a press all game long. Very few teams have ever been successful on any level doing things like that. You think about the VCU Rams a few years back. You think about West Virginia has a history of doing that, but especially at the high school level, you don't see a lot of that. I think that's good implementing, here and there throughout a game.
Wow.
Great find.
They have a great connection, Siege.
I
don't want to cut you off. I know we talk about so many things during these broadcasts. We just start talking basketball. One of the other things scouts look at, the really good ones, and some of the the basketball savants. What players have a really good connection with one another? We could see some of these kids teamed up again. Forget if they like each other. Are they compatible on the basketball court? Mugen Williams and John Misty seem to have that connection.
Absolutely. I mean, that chemistry, that timing on things like the alley-oop, that really demonstrates timing that you have to have with your teammates, but that chemistry can't be understated. And if you're trying to build a team at the college level, another 3 goes for Gotham 5. When they're hitting them, they're dangerous, but you get that chemistry going, and that's the base you want for your team. You want a team who knows how to play together.
You saw Keyshawn Coulson there with a contested 3. That's what Gotham 5 can do for you. But in the same 5-second span defensively, they give up an easy one down low, as that's what they can do as well. John Misty contested there, can't get it to go. Mugen Williams with the rebound, forces it up.
Oh my God.
Big time block there. Rafael Lima says, get that out of here. Oh my goodness. And Mugen Williams returns the favor.
Snatch that!
I didn't forget that. I did not forget, says Mugen Williams. Mean Muggin Williams.
You want to see a block? Check this out. Those are the craziest things to me. Players with the timing to not only block your shot, but literally just grab them out of the air. Oh.
Best snatch block in history before we get out was called for a foul. Shannon Brown. Go back and look that one up. We got to get out of here. Y'all look at it while we're on break. It was absolutely nasty. We'll be back with more SimWorld Prep action in just a moment.
Look who's over there. He's walking.
So, what have I missed?
Siege, we're back. It's just a 6-point game. This game is within reach for Gotham 5.
That it is, and I'll go back to something you asked earlier about what kind of things they can do defensively to start contending maybe more consistently throughout the game. That pressure works, but I think they've got to mix it in with, I think I'd even consider maybe a zone of some sort, like we talked about. They're undersized, so some way to keep Mugen Williams in the middle, run that zone, run guys off the three-point line with it, because a lot of we've talked about the way basketball is today and these young players. Not a lot of young guys these days have that mid-range game, so maybe forcing them into the mid-range and implementing that pressure that they run every once in a while. Jesus Christ, Pedro Alexander can shoot the leather off the ball.
Yeah, 50%. He gets another one to go. Good hand there by Eric Banks. It's almost James Harden-like. He just kind of swiped without looking. Yeah, Pedro Alexander. And these are the kids. Specialty. Oh, finish that.
Hey!
Finish that. Throw it down.
Hey!
There are specialty players, Siege. Not everyone's going to be a 20-point scorer or a defensive savant. Some of you guys are just knockdown shooters, and there's a place for you. Some guys are just going to be a facilitator, a rebounder, a box-out guy, and that's going to earn you a place at the higher levels. And eventually, you see yourself onto a SimWorld BA, SWBA championship squad, hopefully, by playing the role, and not just playing it, playing the hell out of that role, committing to it. So, knockdown shooter. That's a big-time bucket. That draws into 3 with the opportunity to pull it to within 2 here in Brazil.
You never know what you're going to get with this Gotham 5 squad. I'm telling you, they are not just streaky game to game, but within a game. And basketball is a game of runs. There's no problem being like that if you could pull out some wins. This would be a big win for this Gotham team over a really good SimWorld South America team, as we've talked about. Just kind of keep getting that confidence up and trying at least to get hot at the right time before we hit the race to 1.
It's a 2-point game. If I knew how to say trick in Spanish, I would salute to Rick, but I did not. Do not And I'm not sure we're good. Alexander with the step back. He could not get it to go. 2-point game. Gotham 5 could tie this thing up, potentially take the lead here, Siege. Bruno John Misty's going to work on Montalvan. Puts up a wild shot. Can't get it to go. Contested. Unable to draw closer.
I'm going to call that ill-advised. I'm willing to call that shot an ill-advised shot.
He's 16, man. I don't know.
I know he's 16. I'm not saying he should have known, but I'm going to call it like I see it. Sometimes you got to be a little hard on these kids, and that was an ill-advised shot.
And that was a beautiful cut to the basket, a beautiful pass, and what a way for Adelson Sampaio to finally make a mark on this game, as that's only his 4th point. He's been held relatively quiet. Could be one of the reasons why it's a 4-point game, as close as it is. Look at that step back. Kel McKnight can't get it to go. Kimani Woodbury with a big-time board and the finish through contact on Tyler Montalvan.
Keeping them right in this one. If they can string together a couple stops, they might have a chance to get a lead here.
Eric Banks puts it up. He's going through contact. He's looking for the foul. No call. Dior with the contest. Another opportunity for Gotham 5. Again, can't get it to go. But Pedro says, "Give me that," as he knocks it down from downtown.
Get a shot up. You cannot let him get the ball out of his hands. I don't care what you have to do, but don't let him get the ball out of his hands.
Here he picks up a steal. This kid is a hooper. There's a place for him. Just like that.
Run.
Back to a 7-point lead. What happened there, Siege?
It's what we've been talking about all game. Gotham 5 likes to run that press. The issue with that press is your players do get fatigued over the course of the game, and when those fast break opportunities happen for the other team, it's hard to stick with everybody. You've been running up and down the court all game, despite the depth that Gotham 5 has. That does wear on you. That's where it's an advantage to use that press more sparingly, not all game. You use it and implement it in moments to throw the other team off, not the entire game as your main form of defense.
Kind of like a blitz, right? And you don't blitz all game long in football. You blitz, you catch a team off guard, and kind of throw their pace off, right?
Yep.
Sampaio with the rebound. Space Montalvan against Bruno John Misty. He kicks it back out. Looks like it was a wise decision. Timeout. Gotham 5 Siege. I want to hear what you have to say. We're going to stay right here.
Want to go back to your football analogy, the blitz. Sometimes, though, you got to drop back in that zone. You run the blitz a couple times, you run it here and there, and then you drop back in that zone. They're waiting, they're expecting that blitz, and that's how they're going to run their offense to try and, exploit that blitz. You drop your guys back in coverage. As I said, I would love to maybe see Gotham run a 3-2 zone, a 2-3 zone, run guys off 3-point line, give them those open spaces in the mid-range, see if they can make some contested mid-range shots. But catch them off guard going back and forth. This Gotham 5 team has not been the picture of consistency, but that disadvantage can be used as an advantage. When you're throwing different defensive styles at a team throughout a game, it's really hard to game plan for, and you have to have a really mature team to play against a team like that, that's playing defense like that, with the athletes Gotham 5 has to throw at you. You've got to mix it up. You've got to surprise them, play in and play out over the course of the game, and I think that's something Gotham 5 could implement to become an even more dangerous team.
Player of the game within reach here. I don't know if I'm ready to call this just yet a game.
Give it to Pedro.
On SOEM's side, you're going Pedro. We got Kel McKnight knocking down the big three. If Gotham was able to pull this out, as of right now, who are you looking at?
I think I'm going to give it to Bruno.
I'm sorry.
Bruno's had some timely buckets. He's got it done at the right times when they really needed him. Either Bruno or I might go Mugen just because he's kind of that staple inside.
8-point game. We just saw your man Pedro Alexander knock down another big shot from the mid-range. That kid has a cannon on him. He can shoot that rock. Tyler Montalvan barreling down the court. No one stops the ball. That's basketball 101. Pick up a man. You see it lead to a foul at minimum. Tyler Montalvan's going to get 2 easy ones at the line.
Basketball 101 yells. I know they're kids. You don't have to tell me again, but you'll learn that in elementary school. stop the basketball. And I'm not blaming them because, again, they've been running this press all game. They've been extending pressure all game. That's going to wear on your guys. And yes, they have a deep squad, but here at the end of the game, you want the guys in the game who you want in the game. And those guys have been running all game long. They've been running all game long, and things like that are going to happen.
I'm going to say fatigue at play on that free throw there. That was tough to watch. He almost missed the whole arena there.
Well,
8-point game. This may prove to have been an excellent foul, depending on the outcome of this one. Tyler Montalvan going for his second free throw here. Gets that one to go. 9-point lead. Proves me wrong. Bruno John Misty's going to bring it up. High screen and roll. This has been a good connection all game. He can't get that one to go. And a hard foul. Looks like they're calling a flagrant on this one. All started by the pick and roll. That's a really tough foul. I'm not sure if I agree with that one, Siege.
Oh, I definitely do. He ripped him down by his shoulder. You see that? I mean, come on. It's probably frustration. We talk about these kids are young. Sometimes it's hard to keep that frustration. And those two have been going at it all game, physical with each other down low. We just saw Montalvan miss a free throw after a foul that he thought he had an open lane to. Frustration. I think that's frustration. I think you took it a little far. You take that and you use it as a learning moment.
Known to be a pretty even keel kid. Yeah, I mean, from Dallas, Texas native, pretty laid back, really into comedy. They say that he's the comedian of the team. But he's still talking back there right now. He's pretty upset about this. Whatever went on down low, he is not happy. Flagrant foul. Don't know if he's talking to the refs or what this is, but this is a big chance for Gotham 5 right here. If Mugen can hit this next one, they could reposition themselves where this could actually be a game down the stretch.
Those flagrants, especially late in the game, can be huge momentum shifters. This could be as big as a 4 or 5 point swing here for this Gotham 5 team.
Mugen gets them both to go. Tyler Montalvan still talking over there to Carter Cash. Gave Mugen Williams a little bit of a bump there. We're going to take a break, see what's going on here as we come back for the conclusion of this game here on SimWorld TV. We're back. Gotham 5 trying to pull back into this one. I want to go ahead and get some quick shout outs to the people new to the SimWorld world. Actually joining right at this moment as I'm saying it. Hey, what's going on? The Lyrical Lion. That's a pretty good name there.
Whoa.
Lyrical Lion has just now joined SimWorld Hoops. We've got Clifford. Nothing more to say there other than Clifford. We've got
dog,
Devontae.
baby.
1, 2, 3 in the building. Quandale Dingle. That is a madman named Quandale. Welcome to SimWorld Hoops. Trayvon, Hellraiser, Raymond, Prime, Jay Bird. Where you at, man? Zait, we mentioned you a little bit earlier. Aries and Mod D463. Look, we're back to action. Big time bucket kill. McKnight is going to draw this one closer. 4-point game.
5-point turn.
That was that flagrant foul, Siege. Look, and Coach Porter is going to call another timeout right now to try and get things under control. That kind of swing is huge.
Absolutely massive. And then when you take into account the offensive possession that South America could have had in between. Not only is that a 5-point swing, that could be really, in truth, a 7-8 point swing for this Gotham 5 team. And I think really smart timeout here by Coach Porter. You get your guys, you say, all right, yeah, we're in the lead, like we got the ball, but we're going to take a timeout. We're going to center ourselves. We can't let the frustration from that flagrant foul and the big 5-point swing there for Gotham 5 compound itself and turn into more mistakes. Let's compose ourselves. Let's draw something up. Let's get a bucket. Let's just get back to the game. Really, really smart play here by Coach Porter to kind of rally his guys in this timeout here.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to stay on my promo game as Gotham 5 has been on their game right now. You're tuned in. You're commenting. You're not commenting because you're a stealth mover. You kind of move in creep mode. When you want to see this thing grow like we want to grow, you're watching. You're here right now. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.
Please.
Hit the notify button so you can know when it's going down. Don't wait on everybody to hand feed you everything. Every one of these videos, we need a like on. Drop the like. Hit it 4 or 5 times. Go to all your burner accounts. Do what you got to do. We want to see the likes up on this video and all the rest of them to come. We got a good fourth quarter ending here for you. 4-point game. Eric Banks on the inbound. That Tyler Montalvan flagrant foul. I believe South America was up as many as 9 at that point. A lot closer now.
4-point game. That's what a flagrant foul can do.
Donoso with a very quick bucket there. And it is
well
back
drawn up
to 6. Excellent play. Gotham 5 looked a little lost there. Kelman Knight with the ball. I would like to see some movement here, some more pick and roll action from Mugen Williams. Good things have come from that. If we get back to ISO ball, it may be a challenge. Mugen down low, Siege. He's working on Montalvan. Good defense. Montalvan with the stop. These two kids continue to battle down there. That may have been a deal breaker.
Got to get a stop here. There they go.
Probably went up with that a little quicker than which Coach Porter would have liked. John Misty with the ball. He's going to push. No, he's going to pull back. He's going to kick it back up. Look at that. Looking for Mugen Williams every chance he gets. Back to 4-point. I don't know if those kids have a code word like candy corn or what they're doing. But they definitely have good chemistry going on. 4-point
Candy
game.
corn, the most overrated candy in the world.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Sampaio defended by John Misty here. Calls for the high pick and roll with Montalvan. No switch there. He's just going to have to go get a bucket. Good defense.
Oh, my
Unbelievable
God.
finish over 2 defenders. One included one of the best defenders here in Simworld Prep.
He's their guy. We talked about it earlier. He may have be used a little bit less than he used to, not carry as much of the load, but when they need a bucket, they can go to Sampaio every time.
Kelman Knight unable to get it to go. That definitely could have been a nail in the coffin. Sampaio went a little quicker there, and he's unable to get it to go. Gotham 5 still with a chance here if they could go for a quick 3 maybe or get an easy bucket. Mugen Williams on the slip here. He's going to have to hit that. Does not get the tip in, and we see Gotham 5 back into the press with a 4-point game. It's going to be a quick turnover and foul game if you can make it happen.
Ooh, almost at the 5 count there.
Yes, they did. One more to go here, not yet quite in the bonus. Gotham 5 should really be working hard to try and get this turnover here, at least defend the inbound. Woo! That was close. Looks like they're
not gonna
foul.
That'll do it.
Wow.
That's a nail.
Junior Espinosa, another 52% 3-point shooter on this team. Ices it for all intents and purposes. Timeout called here by Coach Michaels. I don't know if he's drawing up a 7-point play over there or not. Siege, would you have fouled there?
No, but I would have played better defense, I think. No, I think I would have. And it's tough because what they did was Junior Espinosa, we haven't seen a whole lot of him this game at all. I think that's only the second shot we've seen him take. The first one was a miss. It was a deep 3. But, I mean, that's what you get when you talk about a team. We'll go back to this theme. Talk about a team who plays team-oriented ball, consistent ball, composed ball, is that even though this guy has not shot a lot, he's not been a big part of the game plan today, he was ready. He got that shot in the corner, open 3, and he knocked it down. That's what you get when you consistently involve your entire team and your game plan is that when you need guys to step up, because, you know, all the focus is on Sampaio and Pedro Alexander and Tyler Montalvan, Junior Espinosa was ready. He stayed ready. He stayed warm. He caught it, good form, shoulder squared, put it up, it goes in. And it's likely going to be the nail in the coffin here for SimWorld South America. So, I mean, great job by Coach Porter involving his guys, drawing up a play for a guy who hasn't been seen a lot today, but he knew was going to be ready for it.
30 seconds left in this one. Got them 5 with the ball. Again, no 7-point plays in the bag. They're going to have to be efficient, quick, and they're going to have to get back on defense very quickly. Dior with the inbound. Kel McKnight probably had a 3 right there, did not take it. High screen and roll with Mugen Williams. A lot of time coming off this clock. Dribbles into a double team. Carter Cash up for 3. Cannot get it to go. That will probably do it. South America with a big time win here at home. More. Oh, wow.
What's the point of that? What are we doing here?
Everybody wants to go home here, and I got a couple places I want to go to, so let's wrap this
I
up.
got places to be. I'm not in Brazil forever. Come on.
I tell you what, it's hot as hell down here, Siege. If you guys thought it was hot anywhere else, it is hot down here. It makes you.
Being a Florida guy.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter the gender. Like, you just got. It's so hot, you got to come out your shirt. You really got to just. There's no need for a shirt. It's that hot.
It's not safe. It's not safe to be wearing a shirt down here. It's just not. So for your health, take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.
Well, we appreciate you all tuning in here with us on SimWorld TV on a daytime edition on a Friday. Hope you guys have fun partying or whatever you choose to do. Maybe partying and staying home and getting some rest. I understand that one. Nevertheless, it was a pleasure being here with you, Siege, here on SimWorld TV. SOAM takes the victory over G5 76-69. We will see you guys back next Tuesday. And for now, for my partner and everyone that is a part of SimWorld and SimWorld TV, SimWorld, the only place where you can see the game, be the game. This has been a presentation of